Yo, KINGEARNER live and direct. Go follow the Circle of Honor podcast. Me and Leek Moss, we got the podcast coming out. We've done a few episodes already. We're going to be dropping them soon. Circle of Honor podcast. The link will be in the descriptions, along with every person honor I ever snatched. After you guys look at the links, it's 2 and 3 people from Philly that honor I may have snatched also. Make sure y'all specifically go follow the Circle of Honor. So much when it comes down to the conception or disconception of current KINGEARNER and who he is and how he do things. I actually snatched more honor from Philadelphia than I snatched from any other state or any other city. Bottom line, let's just keep the facts. And let's give understanding. With KINGEARNER, it's not all about the entertaining part of it. The entertaining part, the honor snatching, is for who? It's for individuals like yourself. This joint sharp. This for individuals like yourself who are watching and are from the streets or thinking about getting in the streets. I have gotten DMs. I have gotten individuals actually who said, KINGEARNER, you saved me from an indictment from the things you said. KINGEARNER, I was thinking about it. And then you pointed out so much of how these people and the people that I'm going to click with could tell on me that I don't even want to go in that direction. Betrayal since the beginning of time has been the root to destroying relationships and everything that a community hold together. I'm making sure that we have understanding who is who out here. When you look at things like BOSTONRICHEY, look at how BOSTONRICHEY carried it. Now, he's from the community. He's from a community where individuals are saying it's rough and tough. And, you know, we're not even going to mention his city, since y'all so caught up on the city thing. We're going to mention that he's just a Rizat. He comes forth, goes to 1090 Jake, and says to him, hey, look up my situation, like most rats do. They already be knowing, and they just want to see if someone else going to find it. Once he found it, he's seen, hold on, this guy's a Rizat. Now, let's give understanding of this. If Richey wasn't in the streets and he was a civilian, he should have said, okay, that's who I was then. Hey, I'm not into that now. I was a civilian, blah, blah, blah. But we all have knowledge that this guy isn't a civilian. But what I want to give understanding to is the fact that after the work came out, he sent over audio that he created himself and said to Say Cheese TV, post this. And when they post it, I can hear in the background that that's a sound that's coming from somewhere else, because over and over you hear the same background. You hear the people talking and you hear these different little things going on. It's repeatedly. So somebody done some editing to make it seem as if it was thorough or as if he wasn't telling. My thing is to the Rizats around the world. You know you got in that box, or you know you wrote a statement, or you know you were on camera telling something and you thought you was slick, or the ones that was slick. If you know what's going to come out, bring it out. KINGEARNER has implemented an honorable rule not to kill you guys. Who is going to speak on cleaning our community up that's from the streets, that change their lives and say, but don't kill them? Nah, listen, I have understanding that killing them gets more of us out of the way, easy. And kill them for what? They kill themselves the minute they get that deal, the minute they tell, get that slap on the wrist, and they don't go through what me and you went through of sitting in the cell and having knowledge, I'm done with this, it's over, I do my time, get on parole, coming home, I'm rebuilding my community in a positive way without locking individuals up. There's not going to be individuals who do that or that's going to admit to doing that. Some are going to come home and say they're going to be this type of activist and help people out and help the children. Turn their back, boom, they're still involved in the streets. That's what happens. And that's what's going on. These rats, they come home, they act like they're helping out, and then they turn their back on the streets because they go ahead and want to get the poison from the same government that y'all think is helping y'all community. Y'all think that, look at it. Look, let me give you some understanding. When I say y'all, even as a person who isn't a civilian, I'm not a civilian, although I changed my life. I'm not a civilian because I have done too much crime in my past, too much jail time to ever lie and act like I'm something else. Although my chains give me understanding that I'm going in a positive manner. It's not a civilian manner. Because I see something outside of any home that I stay in or rent, I'm going to make sure that I get in contact with that person's parent or that person, and I'm going to check them. I'm never, ever going to send anyone to the police. A civilian may. But I'm trying to get the civilians to understand, like the lady who spoke about her son being murdered. She spoke on No Gun Zone tonight. She said, get your children before them people get them. And I have understanding that that lady right there cares. Because she could have said, I want the police to lock up everybody. She could have been on FBG Duck Mom. She could have been on that type of mindset. But she's not on that mindset. You know why? She's a real civilian. And she has real care for every young man running around these streets and young lady. Because that's not off the young ladies from being criminals. They have history also. They also need a mindset change. But when you get individuals on their social media who playing games just for money, it don't make sense. Last week I gave the Charleston white guy a pass. I said, he's actually coming out saying that he's a Rizad, and it's like, damn, that's good to know that. That's what I always wanted, for the rats to come out and say, hey, I'm caught. I'm the rat, and guess what? Youngins go in the right direction. I don't want to see y'all go through what I went through and went to jail. I'm a rat. And claim it. Well, I heard him on an interview the other day where he said he's not a rat. I ain't with the snitching thing. I'm jacking that. You know, that's just a game I'm playing until you find out who I... No, he's a rat. He told on Antoine, but we're not going to get into that. The reason why we're not going to get into that, because that's going to become a dead subject after a while. It's not but so much longer the game or the entertainment, the joke can be played. And he's not really speaking about the numbers and the things that he do with this quote unquote content that he creates, revving our community up to lock up the young men. So I'm all for that. But I'm on to the fact that we got to be the ones. And that's what the Circle of Honor podcast is going to be doing. The Circle of Honor podcast is going to be giving structural understanding to every young man in the world, giving them understanding that you have a better way. Now, there's some who's already caught up, who's already in the mix. And I'm going to say to them, make your last re-up the last re-up. Figure out something to invest that money in right now. Don't wait. All the shoot 'em up, bang, bang stories, all the prison jail stories do not make you thorough. It's over. That's out of the window. We're giving understanding that what? Only thing that's going to make you thorough is rebuilding what you once destroyed in your community. Or if you never destroyed anything, you coming together with the individuals that's in your community, destroying it and giving them ample opportunity to understand they have a way that they can go that doesn't include them going to jail. And that's plain and simple. I'm glad y'all tuned in. The link will be for the Circle of Honor podcast, along with the 8 to 10 links of People Honor I Snatched in Philadelphia. That way we don't got to stay on a Philly thing. It's a worldwide thing. I don't care where you from as a rat. And any city that was in the federal joints with me or the state joints will say, if that's Neef, KINGEARNER, I've known that man even if he found out somebody was around him, a rat, he got him away from him, he checked him in or checked him stay away from me, depending on the can we were in, how security does it. You know, you could send someone up top and these mediums and them lows and get in a bad position. Me, myself, I'll cut you off. Your friends, Rizaz, let y'all swing. Because even in the jail, I don't got to swing with you. And when you see me, you know not to speak. And when the rats were speaking that were Muslims, they give me the greeting that's obligatory upon them. I gave it back with myself looking at the ground, because I don't owe them the honors of giving them their solution with looking at them with the sturdiness in their eyes. They have none at all in them. And I carried it like that. So we're going to keep it solid. Follow the Circle of Honor podcast right now on Instagram and YouTube. And make sure y'all tune in live and direct.